good way to do this. We'll bring it back.
And you said you'll just naturally wrap up the conversation whenever we're close to the time.
Yep.
Okay.
What's going on, everybody? You're listening to 91.3 FM WTSR at the College of New Jersey, and this is the weekly Smash Wrap, where we bring you stories from the underground world of fighting games here at TCNJ, throughout New Jersey, and the world. I'm Oscar Wildfan69, and this is...
Casey. We are back here, week 2, to talk about some good old Smash Bros. And listen, it's been a crazy week, so yeah, how about we get right into it?
That's all right with me. Coming up, we got a real fun show for you. First up, we've got a surprise first-place finish at the TCNJ Bi-Weekly from Xavier, who went all duck hunt. Yes, that's right, he's got a duck hunt. I did not know about this. We got a real shake-up on the TCNJ PR ladder, too, which I'm excited to talk about, and you'll see why later. We've also got a couple of insane finishes at B-tier Redshift from NJPR players. And just what did Justin Byleth do in France to get an ESAM video? Did he prove that NJ is better than the entire country of France at Smash?
We'll have to wait and see.
That's what I'm saying. And most importantly, which Smash players wants to be your Valentine? Yes, you, listeners of Mercer County.
Mm-hmm. Listen, let's get right into it. It's going to be a good episode right here. What do you want to get started with?
What I would like to get started with was that duck hunt. Oh, my Lord.
Duck hunt.
Did you know Xavier had a duck hunt?
The duck hunt dog. Listen, Xavier, obviously we know him as the GOAT of TCNJ Super Smash Bros. And he, after climbing the top of the mountain, has decided, you know what? I have all these different characters in my bag. Let me have some fun and let me pull some hits out of left field. And the duck hunt was the move. Now listen, Xavier has a long history of using pocket characters, surprise characters at the TCNJ tournaments. He famously, I believe, 2 to 3 years ago, used Falco to win a TCNJ tournament without dropping a single game.
Are you kidding me?
That's real. You can look it up. I believe it was Fights at the Round Table number 3 or 4, something like that. Yeah, no, I'm being dead serious.
For those of you who don't know, he also has a pocket piranha plant.
He does. He doesn't play it as much anymore, but that plant's good.
Do you remember when he beat Sentinel with the piranha plant in the Ditto?
So disrespectful. So disrespectful. That's crazy. But Xavier's he's just like that, man. But yeah, I mean, like, Xavier, I mean, I've known about the duck hunt for a while. He's actually beaten me with the duck hunt before.
That's great. He's beaten me with he beat me at F Troop with the duck hunt.
Yeah. How was that match? How did it end up going?
It was 2-0. But
was it close?
The first game was. The second game was a 3-stock. But the first, it was so bad. No, I heard him talking about it. Like once I was out of the tournament, he's like, "First of all, this is some disrespect from Xavier. I'm shaking my fist at you right now through the microphone." Mm-hmm. But he said, "Oscar Wildfan's still in." That was that was ouch number 1.
That's crazy.
And then, 2, he was like, I beat him with my duck hunt. The first game was going good. I don't know what happened the second game. And I'm like, Xavier, I wish I knew.
Listen, duck hunt's a very tricky character, but I think Xavier just finds himself playing a lot of these sort of unorthodox characters on the side. Like, I know in friendlies, he plays a lot of ice climbers as well. He has a secondary pit. And as you previously mentioned, the piranha plant has seen legitimate tournament use in the past.
But the thing about, and it's always like bad characters too that Xavier likes to play.
Yeah.
Like Duck Hunt is a C- tier on the official tier list, and God knows Plant's even lower.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, but I mean, you look at Mario on that tier list, he's pretty decently high up. I mean, if you look at the tier list, he's pretty high up there as like a solid high tier character. Yeah, looking at the second official tier list, Mario's ranked A, and he's ranked around the top like 20, 25 best characters. So, I mean, he kind of has all the viability he needs with Mario.
And that's like we were talking about this last week too. Like he kind of gets no benefit from playing his main at TCNJ tournaments, low key, except against Shineburst. But
pretty much, yeah.
But I guess like too, like playing low tiers kind of teaches you fundamentals. I think in a different way.
Yeah, it teaches you how to you make something out of nothing.
For sure.
You gotta squeeze every last resource out of your character when you're playing a lower tier fighter in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, especially where there's over 80 characters in this game.
100%. Because like when I started playing Cloud, it's like I just started noticing I can whiff 7 aerials right in front of you.
And
but,
it does not
it
matter.
does not matter. You best believe I'm pressing back air 7 times at the ledge.
Yeah, I missed a 4 there. Here's 2 more for y'all.
I'm a generous man, you know?
Oh my goodness. But yeah, looking at Xavier's run at F Troop, I mean, it was no easy one either. It was far from a cakewalk. I mean, obviously, round 1, he defeats you. Then immediately in winners quarterfinals, he has to play Weed Eater, who ended up making a crazy run to fourth place at F Troop.
Weed Eater, if we want to pivot to Weed Eater real quick.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. Well, we can save Weed Eater when we get into top 8, but for now, how about we talk about how the TCNJ players did?
Oh my goodness. It was an interesting tournament for sure. Not as many TCNJ players showing up for this first time, but the people that did show up definitely left their mark. There were 8 players qualified for the PR so far, as only 8 TCNJ players made it to F Troop. So if there ends up being less than 10 members of the PR, we might have to reduce it to a 5-person PR, which would be the first time since, I believe, spring 2023. But nevertheless, I mean, we saw some good performances. I mean, we have 17th place finishes from Dazuba, Tempo, and Kevin JSI. Then Miker got 13th, got a win over Apokwa.
Yeah, that was really good.
Was he playing? Do you know if he was playing Mr. Game & Watch or was he playing Falco?
I think it was Game & Watch. I think he went all Game & Watch.
Okay.
He lost to Ice on Deck. That's a tough bracket path.
Tough.
And BJR.
Yeah, Ice on Deck in the BJR is a tough role. Yeah, that is unfortunate, especially since BJR is kind of like the TCNJ Slayer. Like he really gatekeeps a lot of these TCNJ players.
Oh, for sure. Ipoka had a good run too. He came in 9th.
Yeah, even in spite of losing a Miker, he was able to get that win over Kevin JSI, which is going to be a crucial head-to-head win, especially since Kevin JSI finished 5th place on the power rankings last semester. Also got a win versus Poncho, who, Poncho is actually able to get a win versus the Zuba at the tournament.
That was big.
The Poncho win is becoming more and more valuable.
Poncho
stocks are on the rise. That's what I'm saying.
Will you invest? That is the question. I gotta say.
I'm monitoring the situation. That's what I'll say. I'm monitoring the situation.
We've also got Tempo beat Zfoy, but ran into Wob. Ooh,
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
And he also lost to Gary on his BS, who is actually an old school Smash player, believe it or not. Yeah, I believe you beat him on stream, right?
I did.
I was watching that back home. I saw he went Gandorf and Sora.
That's right.
Yeah, which character do you like more in terms, like, what do you think you played better with, the Ganon or the Sora?
Low key, I think I have a Ganon problem personally because I've lost to Loose Grip an ungodly amount of times.
Yeah, and that I'm pretty sure that Ganon game was pretty close, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it was. I think it was last hit.
I think the Sora. Yeah, I was kind of surprised you switched to Sora, but I think you ended up doing better against the Sora, right?
For sure. Yeah, because I think it's like
you've played Pocket a couple times. You know the matchup.
Yeah,
a
I
little
know
bit.
the matchup. I've played but I played Pocket with like Toon Link. That's my I haven't played Pocket this semester. I don't think I played in the
With
last
the
one
Cloud.
either.
Yeah.
So Cloud's a little different, but I think it's better.
Still a good win though, for sure. Especially since, again, Gary, longtime member of the Smash community, dating back to Smash 4, if I'm not mistaken, and was able to get a win on Tempo. So Tempo has a little bit of grounds to make up. He is currently, I believe, number 7 on the first edition of the PR for this week. So if he wants to rise back to that top 5, he's going to have to, prove the doubters wrong, which, I have no doubts he'll be able to do. But speaking of the rest of the PR list, we have number 3, which is BJR, who got 9th. Was able to get a win on Dazuba and Miker. 2 very solid head-to-head TCNJ wins.
Oh, for sure. And
Gajasa. And
tough
yeah.
loss.
Gajasa is a tough loss. Gajasa, also known as Nick Fury. He normally beats him at TCNJ, but Brian's been able to beat him at Ryder, which is kind of confusing. But nevertheless, still able to get 9th place. But here in 2nd place, who is this guy right here?
Ooh,
At number 2
Who's this
in the
handsome
college? I'm afraid that might be none other than the literary legend, the back air, the belligerent. That I can't even think of some good. It's Oscar Wilde. All right.
It's me.
Owen is number 2 in the college right now. Do you want to Owen? Do you want to tell the people about your run at the F Troop 1?
Oh, I would love to tell the people about my run at F Troop 1. In fact, I am jonesing to tell the people about my run at F Troop 1. Start off, I didn't top the placements. I think it was a 3-way tie at 9th.
Yes.
TCNJ. But I did get the best win,
Yes.
and that is, call it my Krill dub.
Your Krill dub.
Because you and I have something recently in common, and that is we've both beaten Krill Dog. No disrespect, Krill Dog. But
No, we love Krill
sorry,
Dog around
I'm kind of
here.
mogging on you right now. He went all Incineroar. I went all Cloud, and it was tough because like I'm so tempted to up smash. I'm like itching to up smash, and of course he's always ready with the revenge.
Mhm.
But game 2, this is a known Krill Dog habit. He starts crashing out a little bit. No, I'm guilty of it too, but he starts complaining a little bit.
Krill Dog exposed.
But then, no, he said the funniest thing after the set. I think I got him with a back air or something, and then he goes, "What am I doing? What am I doing in bracket? I'm Unk."
I love Krill Dog, man. That's my
That's
guy.
so funny.
But listen, man, that's a big win. Krill Dog is a dub.
I would also like to emphasize that the set record with Krill Dog is like 4-1 him.
Yeah. No, I popped off so hard when I beat Krill Dog. Like he's beat me like 13 sets in a row before that. Krill Dog, he will when he knows how to play against you, he really can just shut you down. But
100%. Like when
that
he
is a
plays
very big
slow and
win.
he's actually reacting to you, he's unstoppable.
Yeah. And listen, you got the win on Garion's BS, which is a pretty big win, and then you also got the win against Zfoy, which is pretty solid as well. Listen, man, you finished 9th place, and I mean that made you the second best performing TCNJ player at this bracket.
That's right. And it's only going up from here, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
When I got that finish, as soon as I got home, I brought my Switch back to college. 'Cause
Seriously?
it's time to grind.
You did?
I did. I brought my
Let's
Switch back.
go. Oh, we're back. Oh, my goodness.
Catch me on Elite Smash.
Oh. You can't just come over to my door and practice Smash. You got to be on Elite.
No, I'd rather go over to Casey's dorm.
Yeah,
I don't want to be playing Elite Smash.
Nah, pull up to the crib. I'm not going to disclose the location on live air, but pull up to the crib, you know.
People who know where the crib's at.
If you know, you know.
You may pull up.
And obviously in first place is Xavier, who literally got first at the tournament, got 2 wins against Ice on Deck. I believe
one
only
from winner's side too.
Yeah, only dropped 2 games the entire bracket. Gang wins on Z-Boss Gaming, as well as again Weed Eater, Oscar Wilde fan, and then 2 on Ice on Deck with all Duck Hunt.
All Duck Hunt.
Listen, I was watching some of the Duck Hunt sets. I was watching winners finals mainly because I saw he 3-0'd Ice. The main thing that I saw is that like the way he uses can and the side B, like the frisbee kind of thing, he uses it so well. He's able to really position himself in a place where he is so safely able to lay out those projectiles, and it's such a disruptive force because you can easily combo off of both of those projectiles. And so what he'd often do is like he'd do like side B into back air, or he'll use the can as like a disruptive tool, or he'll like throw you and then you get thrown into the can, and then that's a big explosion. I mean, there's so many different combinations of attacks you can do with the Duck Hunt dog.
That's for sure. Like he's definitely so good with the projectiles, which I guess makes sense coming from being a Mario player, because like fireballs are definitely a part of Mario's game plan.
Yeah, because you want to do a lot of like fireball into grab, like fireball into other attacks, so it makes sense.
But it's like, oh God, he was so good with the projectile, because like he stole a limit blade beam from me with a clay.
That's ridiculous.
It was absolutely nuts. And another thing too with like Duck Hunt, I feel like at least when I play Duck Hunt, I get so much from just getting a little bit of stage against him.
Yeah.
But like Xavier just managed the stage, so like he knew exactly when to anti-air me. I felt like, so I could never close in.
No, I think Duck Hunt has the perfect sort of movement statistics for Xavier. Like he's just fast but not too fast.
Oh, yeah,
Has
that's
enough
true.
floatiness to where he can kind of maneuver his way around stage in a way where he becomes very elusive. Like Ice on Deck, he's throwing out all these different arms. A lot of times, the arms that Ice on Deck is throwing out with Min Min is just getting either blocked by the projectiles, or Xavier is able to successfully kind of maneuver around them in the air, and now he's stuck in lag and he gets punished.
Honestly, if I were Ice in that matchup, I would have gone Toon Link. I think
Yeah,
like Can just goes over the arms so easily.
yeah, and Toon Link is a lot floatier and has a lot
Mhm.
more aerial movement, so you can like maneuver around Duck Hunt's attacks just as well, and you also have the disjointed sword attacks. I mean, like it seems like he's putting a lot more time into Rosa and Min Min, but I feel like the Toon Link would be a pretty good counter pick to the Duck Hunt if Xavier chooses to continue with that character.
Real quick before we move on, where our first segment is almost wrapping up, we got about a minute left.
Mm-hmm.
I want to run through the rest of the top 8 real quick.
Yes.
The top 8 standings from winners to losers was Xavier, Ice on Deck, Z-Boss Gaming, Weed Eater, EO, Gajasa, Wob, TFJ. EO is going on a prestige run, apparently. We can talk about this more later. But he wants to go on a prestige run where he makes SJPR with 2 different characters, and that's the reason he's going Wii Fit, which he explained to me.
Mm.
Unfortunately, F Troop does not count for SJPR, something he also told me.
It's in practice though, for sure.
But we also have Weed Eater. Weed Eater got 4th, his first ever top 8 at TCNJ, and he did it with Toon Link. Beat Krill Dog, lost to Xavier. Incredible performance from Weed Eater. He did it all with Toon Link. He beat both EO and TFJ.
Crazy.
And last thing, Sentinel did not show up for bracket, but he
What did
did
he
show up
do?
for Applebee's.
He was just there for the Applebee's.
He came and he jump scared us. He was like, "All right, it's time for Applebee's."
No way, dude. I love JD, bro.
And that's going to just about do it for this segment. Coming up, we've got a Which Smasher Wants to Be Your Valentine's? We got a Redshift, and we've got Justin Bilas running France. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying the show. Real quick, before we get back into it, I want to read you our event calendar so you guys can stay updated on all the different events going on in the area. And first up, we have Battle Over the Bridge. That's going to be Thursday, February 13th at Sector X in Cherry Hill. Doors open at 4 p.m. and singles will start at 6:30. And Smash 4 and Rivals of Aether 2 will start later on. Then Friday, we have Bronx Barrel Blast at Rider University. Doors open at 5 p.m., Street Fighter 6 will start at 5:30, and Ultimate Singles will start at 6:30, and yes, I will be there. And if you're interested, we tend to do something fun afterwards like Applebee's, all are welcome. That same day, we have Are You Smashin' at Rowan University. Doors open at 3 p.m., side bracket starts at 4, and singles will start at 6. Frequent entrants include basically the whole SJPR, so if you're interested in getting on SJPR, that's a great event to go to. And then, this is very special, on Sunday we have Icebox Battles, a brand new SJ Monthly. That's going to be February 16th, 28 Haddon Avenue, Haddon Township. Doors open at 5 p.m., Ultimate Singles start at 6, and it's hosted by the best player at TCNJ, Xavier, so if you're interested, that's Icebox Battles. And then finally on Monday we have Fusion at 1527 Main Street, Rahway, NJ. Doors open at 6 p.m., Ultimate starts at 7, and frequent entrants include some of the best in the world, like Zamba, Jacqueline, WebJP. And that's all we have for now. Thank you so much for listening, and let's get back into the show. Welcome back, everybody, to the weekly Smash Wrap. And right now, we're going to do something a little bit different than what you might be expecting. At last F Troop, it's the season of love, February.
Mm-hmm. Love is in the air.
It's in the BO. It's in the.
All right, you have to say all that.
You're right. I didn't have to say all that. My fault, gang.
You're good.
But I did a little interesting survey at F Troop, where I asked several different players which Smash player they wanted to be their Valentine. I know.
Okay. I actually did not know about this, so this is my first live reaction to this.
Are you ready?
Oscar Wilde fan, I think I'm ready.
And maybe what you can do is you can think hard about About maybe what your answer is, because I'll give you mine.
What Smash player I would want to be my Valentine?
That's right.
It's a great question. So, but let's get into it.
Starting off, we have TFJ,
Okay.
who said Loose Grip, now that Loose Grip has graduated.
Dang.
He said rest in peace, Loose Grip.
R.I.P. Yo, fly high, Loose Grip.
I hope hope your side.
I know he's
in
looking
heaven.
down on us right now. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to a real one. No, he's not.
He's still
I
alive.
think he's just like in a graduate program or something.
Is he in a graduate? I thought he was done school.
He's either doing that or doing work. I don't know. He's doing his own thing at this point, but obviously he's one of the most beloved members of the Rider Smash Bros community. So
He did tune in for the last Barrel Blast.
He did?
He did. He was in chat.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we might see more David Loose Grip.
There we go.
I hope we do.
Shout out to David.
Shout out to David.
That's a good pick, though, I will say. Anyways.
For the next one, this is from Poncho.
Poncho, okay.
It's a lot of Rider people who answered this. And he is a really interesting one.
Okay, I'm honestly, I'm trying to think of what Poncho would say.
The answer will surprise you.
Because Poncho, obviously, he has like a love-hate relationship with Sentinel, as we know from many Applebee's trips.
You're on the right track.
But honestly, I think it might be like an enemies to lovers kind of thing with JD. And I think he's gonna say Sentinel.
You got half of that right. It is an enemies to lover thing, but the enemy is different.
Who is it?
It's Ace of Julian.
It's Ace of Julian. Wow.
I didn't know they were beefing like that.
I mean, Ace of Julian be wild now too at Applebee's. Don't get it twisted, all right?
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like the focus on JD's antics is letting people off the hook. And we can't let that slide. I'm saying it's as if they as if they were doing something crazy. No, they're just.
Well, I'm guilty of that too. I remember at that one Applebee's, you called me out for encouraging JD.
Oh yeah, I was enabling JT, or you were enabling JT.
And for the record, I totally was.
Because you kept being like, and then what, JD? And you just kept going.
I was like, Doctor Who, Sigma, you said?
That's a good pick though. Now Nelson was losing his mind that one. Dude, he was literally like, dude, I hope the Applebee's bans us. He literally said that. I was dying, bro.
That was so funny.
Oh man. I feel like Nelson's reactions to JD's craziness is like half it's
half the fun.
It's one half of it's the yin to his yang, you know, but I think Ace of Julian is also a great answer.
One day we should have both Nelson and JD on this podcast.
Oh my goodness. Y'all, we might have cooked.
Anyway, this is a really good one. We have Krill Dog. We talked about this before our set. He was very specific. He said Mute Ace.
Mute Ace. Wow.
Mute Ace.
He's shooting the shot.
And he said, but he was very specific about the date he wanted to go on with Mute Ace.
Okay.
He said he wants to go to some place, this is his words, some place called Sweet Peaches. Said he planned to have a marvelous time. Then he corrected himself. He said he planned to have a peachy time.
What could he possibly mean by that?
I have no idea.
Now, Mute Ace, for those unaware, is a Peach player, I believe from the Florida region.
I think
he
that's right.
is one of the best Peach players in the world, one of the best players in the world, period. Has peaked around the top 20. Does Krill Dog know Mute Ace like that?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Listen, you know, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Well, yeah, that's I could
like, good for you, dog.
I'm so confused. What could he possibly mean by that?
I was talking about, like, me and Krill Dog were giggling about it, making jokes. And then when I walked away, I was like, yeah, what did he mean by that?
It's so ominous. It's so ominous, you know. Like I'm, it's kind of intimidating.
What are you gonna do to Mute Ace?
Oh my goodness! All right, next player.
Kajasa said Mars because he's quote sexy like that.
Hey, shout out to Mars.
Shout
Listen,
out to Mars.
that photo of him doing the cool pose, and it says that he got 33rd at the tournament. That's a hard photo. That's a cool pose too.
Did you see that? I think it was at a summit. They did the talent show, and he took like a cardboard cutout of H-Box, and he's like, "Yeah, I drew this." I was like, "Oh, he's so talented."
The way he held up that the way that he held up that cardboard was so tough, bro.
Oh my god,
Too much aura.
sent shivers through my spine. Then, ooh, this is a good one. Okay, do you know James, who does commentary at TCNJ?
TCN James, bro, commentary legend.
That's what I'm saying. The goat of TCNJ commentary.
I hope he commentates at King, bro.
I hope
That would feed families.
we have to get him on.
Me and James, we need to be on the mic. Wait, no, we need a track cast with me, James, and Kevin.
That would be
Now that
generational.
Pocket's taking the gap semester, we need to bring things back. We need Kevin, we need me, and then we need James. That'll be awesome. Anyways, who is gonna be his Valentine?
He said you.
Oh, really?
TCN James wants to be your Smash player Valentine.
No way.
I know.
What?
I know. It's so sweet of him.
Aw, that's awesome.
Shout out
Dang,
TCN
I have so much power now. I could take him up on it, or I could just
You
like
break his
I could,
heart on air.
Yeah, I could friend zone him on live air, over the radio on WTSR,
And then finally,
91.3.
Don't miss it.
No, that's awesome. Listen, I love commentating with TC and James. He is an amazing commentator. I'll gladly take him up on that, bro. I'm down to get some T-dubs. I'm glad.
My pick is a
We
bit
can
of
go to
lore.
freaking Applebee's if you
So,
want, one-on-one.
If you follow
Run
us on
it.
Twitter,
You
that's
should come to Applebee's.
O_fuck_king if you're
Dude.
interested.
He would
I
go
listen to a lot of Bob
crazy
Dylan.
at
I also
Applebee's.
listen
He
to-
would-
I'm a big
he
Smiths
might
poster
be
'cause
in
my
contention
favorite
for
band
number
is the
one
Smiths,
with
but I also
Sentinel
listen
on
to a lot of
the
Bob
HBO.
Dylan.
You might
And
be
so
up
I
there.
posted like 4
You might
things
be up
about
there,
Bob
bro,
Dylan
for
in
real.
a row.
No, that's
And
awesome.
then,
I do
BD
appreciate
Bean,
that.
he
though.
likes, like,
That's
5
very
of my
flattering.
tweets
Thank
in
you,
2 minutes.
TC and James.
And
Um,
anyway, next one.
Yeah.
He comments.
got,
he comments. He
BJR.
likes my vibes. So I asked.
So
BJR
my
this
pick-
while I was commentating.
my
His
pick
is
is
BD Bean.
This is live on
BD
air.
Bean. This is
Love
live on air.
This Bradley was on Bean. Twitch.
This was on Twitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, really? And,
And
I think
I asked him.
no, that's
who do you want
awesome.
to
I
be
mean,
your
B
Smash
Bean's
player
one of the
Valentine? And
best
he pointed to someone behind
players.
the monitor.
in New
So I had to,
Jersey
like,
has
walk all the
been
way
for a
across the
very
room to
long
see who it was,
time.
and it was
So
Kevin JSI.
I mean, it's cool.
Kevin
I mean,
JSI.
he's
They are a
one of the
dynamic
homie. He was
duo.
actually like one of the
Brian and
first people I
Kevin.
met when I joined the Smash community.
Really?
I went to Wave Bounce 4 back in July.
earlier today, man.
I want to say July 7th, 2022, if I'm not mistaken. I can actually probably pull it up right now. But at that tournament, which, by the way, it was hosted inside of a trampoline park.
Mhm. Wait, trampoline park, like
yes.
Sky Zone?
Yeah, like a Sky Zone kind of thing. And it was hosted in like those birthday rooms
Ah,
where they like have like big birthday lunches and stuff with like the kids. But
like the Chuck
they
E.
had
Cheese
they had a
machine?
bunch of monitors and setups for the tournament. It was July 9th, by the way. And yeah, he was one of the first people that I met. My friend from high school, who I brought with me, actually played against him in Winners Round 1. And yeah, B Bean's been a big homie of the community. So shout out to the GOAT.
Shout out to BD Bean. And like, I just gotta say it. Now that Valentine's Day coming around, I just wish he was real.
I wish B Bean was real, man.
Yeah, February 14th. If you look on Twitter, Smash Twitter, you'll see a lot of pictures of Wario with the caption, "I wish BD Bean was real." I'm not really sure where that comes from, but boy, do I wish it was true.
Yeah, man.
And I think that concludes the participants in the survey.
hmm
And you've taken up TC and James on his offer.
Let's do it.
If it wasn't TC and James, would you have any other pick if TC and James never offered his heart to you?
That's a good question. Probably BJR.
That's so
I
real.
think me and BJR hang out a lot, anyways. So, yeah.
And that's that. That concludes the Valentines. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Real quick, before we move on to our third segment, I would like to cover the Redshift tournament that happened in North Carolina.
Mhm.
There's a story behind this one. So a bunch of a bunch of NJ players one day got in a car and decided we're going to go to Redshift, a B tier.
Yep.
B tier tournament, and a B tier is just one tier below major level, so this tournament's low-key a big deal.
Listen, they went to Raleigh, North Carolina. Why? I don't know. But listen, one particular player
Oh.
ended up doing quite well at this tournament.
Would you like to say who it was?
How about we talk about the Uzbek legend putting a country on his back? We got none other than Yeast Mode.
That is
Yeast
right.
got third place with a seed performance rating of +6 at Redshift, getting wins over the likes of Peanut as well as Chugs. Man, this was a performance that fed families.
Oh, for sure. He really did carry Uzbekistan on his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy run. And keep in mind, like, he was playing, well, he's number 8 on NJPR right now.
Yeah.
But this climb has really happened in the last, I think, year or so. He's gotten extremely
He's
good.
been at it for a very long time, I'll tell you that. But the improvement has been steady, and he's been climbing up for a long time. I remember when you first popped off at, I believe, Genesis back in 2023, was able to get, I think, 97th at Genesis back then. That was definitely one of his most iconic performances. Genesis 9, when he got wins over Mofi, Dre, and Qatar. So, I mean, he's been at it for a while, but it seems like he's really starting to blossom as like a true powerhouse in the New Jersey Smash Ultimate scene.
Do you remember? I don't know if you remember because I don't either. But was it this year that he got NJPR? Do you know?
Yes, he had finally made it onto PR, especially after that incredible performance at the Patrick Pre Local when he made it all the way to, I believe, Grand Finals. And he debuted at a top 5 spot in the whole state. Making a debut that high up is truly something to marvel at.
He got yeah, and he's playing Me Brawler too, which is,
Yeah.
I mean, according to the official tier list at least, is a kind of a lukewarm mid tier. So that just makes it all the more impressive.
That character's not mid tier. That character's broken.
You think so?
That is not no mid tier character, dude. That Me Brawler's combos, some of the, sort of KO confirms that character can pull off are simply ridiculous.
Me Brawler up B is insane.
Mm-hmm. It's so hard to DI that move, so it ends up, knocking you off the top very
You can die
easily.
at 70 to that.
Consistently. No, not you can. You will.
You will.
You will die at 70.
We've
Yeah.
also got we got a second place from Jackal too.
Yeah, able to have an SPR of +2, getting a win on Peanut, as well as getting a win on Omega, which is another very solid win. So Jackal proving to the people that he still got it.
And Wolf can still do it. They say Wolf can't do it in this meta.
Solo Wolf can't do it? Nuh-uh.
You can watch Jackal and you can watch Ouch.
Exactly.
But the most interesting thing I think about the event was that a Greninja won the whole thing, Anarchy.
Yeah, Anarchy, man. I feel like I've heard rumblings of Anarchy over the past couple of years, but to see him take down a B tier with an SPR of +4, definitely something to marvel at. I mean, got the huge win over Lima, the number 15 player in the world, so that definitely helps. I mean, Greninja is one of those characters where, like, if you run into some doable matchups, you can really, like, make some serious damage with a very high octane, combo heavy character like Greninja.
I definitely agree. Like, he's low-key slept on, I think.
Yeah, I could see it.
Because, like, I don't think... It's weird, because, like, I feel like because Greninja's game plan is so reliant on, like, whiff punishing, he's not as consistent at top level.
Yeah.
But I think against characters with, like, not as good frame data, for example, like slow movement speed, Greninja just, like, destroys you.
For sure. And Greninja's, like, sneakily hard to hit as well.
Oh, yeah, the low profile.
Because low profiling, fast on the ground, fast faller as well, can kind of, very quickly weave in and out, kind of duck and weave a lot of these attacks. I mean, you're playing against characters like Bayonetta, Me Brawler, Wolf.
Crazy stuff. And that's just about going to do it for this segment. I hate to cut you off, but we gotta keep on schedule. So thank you so much for listening. I'm gonna play something, and then we will get right back to it. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying the show. Real quick, before we get back into it, if you're interested in following the host on Twitter, you can find me at O_Buck_King, and you can find Casey at CaseyNoah. And if you'd like to listen to the show after it airs, you can find the YouTube link on my Twitter. That's O_Buck_King. Thank you so much for listening, and let's get back into it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Weekly Smash Wrap, and this is going to be our last segment, but I hope you've been enjoying the show. And before we sign off, we're going to talk a bit about Justin Byleth's infamous run in the country of France. So before we get into that, I want to paint a little picture real quick.
Let's do it.
So I was scrolling through Twitter, and I saw Justin post in all caps. Justin Byleth is a TCNJ Byleth/Steve player. He's very beloved and well known in the community. People really dig Justin Byleth. But I saw this post in all caps. It almost seemed rude. It said, "Where's my Rosebloom tweet?" I was like, oh, okay. Because listen, one does not simply demand a Rosebloom tweet. Because if you don't know, Rosebloom is a very well-known and beloved updater of various Smash Ultimate scenes. I think she does Japan, she does the US and Canada, she does Europe. She tweets updates about those scenes. So to get a Rosebloom tweet, because she only really covers like major upsets and wildcard top-level placements, so it's kind of a big deal to get a Rosebloom tweet.
Yeah, you know you've made it when Rosebloom tweets about you. You know what I'm saying? That's like, it's like making a world star back in the early 2010s. You know what I mean?
No, that's such a good analogy.
Being an up and coming musician and making it on there. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, it's a big deal. Rosebloom commands a lot of respect in the scene.
Well, when I saw that tweet from Justin, I thought, he's not actually getting a tweet, is he? And sure enough, I saw this tweet from Rosebloom. With upset after upset, Steve/Byleth main Justin Byleth takes down 2nd seed Raflo's Game & Watch/Samus, 3rd seed Pew's Min, 6th seed Susu Steve, and 7th seed Trim's Mega Man in an incredible run, tearing through bracket to 2nd place at Vestiaire number 14 and only losing to Gluttony.
Wow, that is some incredible stuff right there. Justin Byleth, one of the perennial New Jersey Titans, has come over to take over France. He's taking over the land. No, he's not, but it's awesome seeing him do this well. I mean, getting massive upsets against top 100, top 150 caliber players in the world in Pew and Raflo, doing it not only with the Steve, but also with the Byleth.
He said he went Byleth at least one game every single set.
Exactly. I mean that kind of goes to show that, last name's still Byleth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he put some respect on his name because he still plays Byleth.
Exactly. A lot of people have kind of it's been a little bit of controversy where it's like, your tag's Justin Byleth, but your main Steve. But listen, Justin Byleth has been proving these doubters wrong again and again. And this is just yet another example of why you can't sleep on Justin Byleth.
He's a Byleth main at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Steve player sometimes, Byleth player always.
Listen, I mean, you've ever checked his Twitter bio? I don't know if it still says it, but he described himself as someone who plays Byleth for fun and then Steve for business. So, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't play around when it comes to these characters.
And it goes to show because some of these wins, I mean, crazy. Susu, for example, was 14 on the 2024 France PR.
Wow.
Q was 16 and Raflo was 3. And even then the Europe PR ranked all of these players even more highly. Like Raflo was 2 and Susu was 11. And Gluttony, the one player Justin lost to Gluttony twice.
Mm-hmm.
Gluto is quite literally the best player in Europe and has been for quite some time.
Yeah.
Gluto top 8 super majors.
Yeah.
And so to beat Raflo, Susu, and Pew, and even Trim, absolutely incredible.
I also want to highlight just how impressive this Susu win is, because I feel like the fact that Susu is not on, the top 150 is, I'm not going to say it's a huge robbery, but he definitely is one of those players that could easily make top 150 in the world. I mean, Susu has a win rate of over 75%, has massive performances like second place at Sunrise 2024, got 17th at Pyramide, number 3, won the Rain, which was a C tier tournament, getting wins on Natoru and Orion. So getting a win on someone as good as Susu is also a big accomplishment.
And the games were even like, the games were pretty good too, like in his bracket path. Like the path itself, it was a Drill 94 2-0,
Yep.
Yami 2-0, and then Trim was 2-1, Raffle was 2-1, Susu was 3-2, but completely swept his first 2 rounds. And even in the Gluto sets, he got a game. Granted,
Yeah.
I mean Gluto was playing his Link, but if you've seen Gluto's Link, it's
serious.
crazy.
He's already one of the best Link players in the world, probably.
People are saying he's the best Link right now.
He might be, because who's the best? I mean, Delta Force is probably the best Link player in the world.
Probably.
And Delta Force is like what, number 9, number 10 on the New Jersey power rankings. So he's probably better than Delta Force in terms of his Link. And that's no slight to Delta Force, obviously.
Oh,
Delta
yeah, of
Force
course.
is incredible. Just goes to show how otherworldly Gluttony is in terms of skill.
No, I love watching Delta. His Link is so cool, Delta Force.
Oh, for sure.
But Gluttony's just got that, I guess, top player pickup rate because
Pretty much. I mean, he picked him up because he likes the character. He likes Zelda games. So, I mean, at that point, yeah, you can play your favorite video game character.
in the depth of the run though, the last 2 games were interesting, sets with Gluto. For one thing, a lot of local players, even from Mercer County, tuned into the stream, like EO and also Beady Bean. I saw they were all there to support your boy, so this was kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
For people were watching. And what's interesting is, Byleth is a player that does not do well against projectiles at all.
He does not.
And so, so it was incredible that Justin beat Trim, the Mega Man.
Yeah, that is a tough matchup.
Insane matchup.
I've been playing a bit of Mega Man lately, and let me tell you, I cannot wait to play against Kevin J.
Oh, it's gonna be a massacre.
That's gonna come back to bite me if I end up losing. But I'm gonna just. I like being irrationally overconfident.
No, it's really fun.
But yeah, no, that's a tough matchup. So being able to get the Game 3 win on Trim is huge. Also getting a win against Rafflo, I mean, Game & Watch into Samus, that is the gauntlet of just the lamest characters possible in this game. You have to have incredible patience.
I'm surprised he didn't fall asleep at the setup while he was playing.
Man, I would have for sure.
I would have been.
Me. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's incredible. When I can't even Rafflo's also peaked as like a top 50 player if I'm not mistaken. I believe the year before. So, yeah, very impressive win. And then obviously I went over how good that Susu win is.
Oh yeah, of course. But I do want to talk real quick about the last 2 sets with Gluto because most of them came to last stock, but it was interesting to see by the end. It just kind of goes to show top player adaptation too, I think. Because,
Yeah.
By the end, Justin was kind of getting 2-stocked and a couple of games in a row.
Yeah.
And what's also interesting is that game 1, Gluto got... Justin was a good sport about it. He reposted it, but he got this insane clip where he shot an arrow from center stage and it killed Justin, who was off screen.
Wow.
It was a crazy clip. But
Wow.
Justin did repost it, and he was like, "Yeah, this is the coolest thing a player's ever done to me."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's wild. Yeah, I that just processed in my brain for the link to do the arrow. That's wild.
It was insane timing. It was charged too.
I'm gonna have to watch that later. But yeah, listen, I mean, when you're able to put up a fight like that against a top player like Gluttony, you really got count your blessings and really show appreciation to yourself in terms of your growth because. Again, it kind of goes to show Justin Byleth really has grown so much as a player, and he's really able to bring the best out of any player, including someone as good as Gluttony, who is number 13 in the world, the best player in Europe, maybe of all time. I mean, he's been playing since Brawl.
Who? What you think? You mean like greatest like in Europe of all time, or
Yeah, greatest. Yeah, probably the greatest Smash player. In terms of like post like non melee
oh, I see.
in terms of like Brawl, Smash 4, and Ultimate, he's probably the best Europe player, like all time in terms of the longevity he has and the peak of being like arguably like top 5 player as peak. He's
Yeah, that's
definitely up
really
there.
interesting because he has been doing it forever, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Because like I can never remember a period where Gluttony wasn't good.
exactly. Yeah, even in Smash 4 when Wario was like one of the worst characters in the game, he
Yeah.
was still like he was still a top 100 player in the world.
Oh, he was character committed too.
Yeah,
That's interesting too.
he's been playing Wario for the longest time.
And I guess that goes to show then why that last set was so dominant. But
Mm-hmm.
even so, despite that unfortunate loss, it was still what'd you say +6 for Justin,
Plus 5.
+5. And Twitter went crazy, and then obviously Rosebloom tweeted about it, and then ESAM, because because ESAM apparently loves Tri-State. Shout out to ESAM, but
Shout out to ESAM, baby.
my favorite person to run into at Applebee's. If you know, you know. But yeah, he's been making a lot of videos about Tri-State recently, and Justin responded with the funniest GIF. And,
I need to look this up. I'm looking this up right now.
unfortunately, the exact contents of the GIF can't be repeated on air, but
Okay.
we can give you a general impression of what it looks like.
This is a funny. It's a picture of SpongeBob and it's getting like blessed by like a little fairy, and the caption is, "Dude, heck yes." That's very funny.
That had me doubled over.
Oh my goodness.
But to pivot back to the ESAM video real quick,
Sorry for interrupting. Oh my goodness. I just saw this thumbnail. This thumbnail's ridiculous.
is NJ better than France? I was just about to bring that up.
Oh my goodness.
Is
Dang, that's my first time. That's my first time seeing the New Jersey flag in maybe like 2 years.
wait, the New Jersey flag's on it? I didn't even.
Yeah, it's on the thumbnail. Oh, that's
Well, there
funny.
you go. I don't even know what the New Jersey flag looks like. So, thank you for ESAM for educating the public.
Mhm.
Appreciate that one, big dog. And
Yeah.
well, I guess what do you think? Did Justin Byleth prove that NJ is better than the entire country of France at Smash?
further investigation is required.
I agree, but I also think it's a resounding no. But further further investigation is required.
Nah, trust.
Oh, okay. Tri-State goated like that.
True.
But well, that concludes that. People are still talking about it, but we also have another huge thing coming up, and that is Genesis.
Yes, Genesis X2. This is basically the Super Bowl of Smash Bros. Tournaments. Every year up in NorCal, we have the Genesis series is probably the most storied and iconic tournament series in Super Smash Bros. History across both Melee and Ultimate. And, I mean, it's looking like an absolute movie. So you want to get into this preliminary seeding?
I would love to.
All right, so looking at the top 8 seeds, I mean, we have a bunch of top 10 caliber players. We have Spargo, best in the world, by the way, Spargo. We have Akala, former number 1. We have Mia, who has been an arguable number 1 as well. I mean, those are kind of like the three, the big 3 of Super Smash Bros. Right now, is those three players. Then we also have Sonic's, one of the best players as well, repping the Dominican Republic, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
And then we have Hurt, Light, Shuton, and Tweak, who are all have been top 10 players in the world.
This is 9 of the top 10 in the world right now.
Yeah, because they also have they have Raru as well, who has been, I believe, made top 10 in the world. And then you also have MK Leo as the 10th seed.
Will the GOAT return this Genesis? That's
I'm
what I
so
wanna
glad
know.
that he had the bounce back season.
Did he? How did he do the
Last
season
season.
before?
Not as good, but he was like I think number 7 in the world um recently for this past season. So I mean he's definitely back. You know.
And well, with that, we can we can put our hopes on MKLeo. But real quick, I think we also have a new local to talk about.
Ooh yeah, let's get into it, man. Xavier, the TCNJ goat, had a little welcome surprise for the New Jersey Smash Bros community. Owen, do you want to talk about this?
I'd be glad to. It's a brand new. I'm from SJ, so this is close to home.
Mm-hmm.
A brand new monthly SJ tournament called Icebox Battles,
Mm-hmm.
hosted by TCNJ's very own goat Xavier. He's doing it with some other people, but it's always nice to have new events in SJ.
Mm-hmm. I believe him and his brother are helping
Oh, really?
organize the whole thing. Yeah, Taman.
I haven't met Taman.
I believe he was at was he at F Troop 1? He might have been. I'm not sure, but nevertheless, he's also a homie of the Smash community here in New Jersey. So shout out to him.
And about Xavier's going to be graduating soon, but we were also talking a little bit about how that might relate to your strategy as a player post college.
Yeah, I was talking to you about this off the record before we start recording, and I was just talking about how like it's interesting because Xavier I think he graduates in 2026 alongside me and BJR, and we're starting to think about like what is life gonna be like post college when it comes to the Super Smash Bros community, because it's been easy for us to sort of focus all of our energy in terms of like the Smash community into making TCNJ as amazing a community as possible, which obviously Xavier has successfully been able to cultivate that culture, as well as humanly possible. And so it kind of wonders, like, you're kind of at this crossroads, like, am I going to fully focus on all my other life obligations, my future job, moving to a different place, etc., or am I going to try and find sort of like a balance between like obviously prioritizing my work and the rest of my
Oh,
life
yeah.
while still leaving room for Super Smash Bros. And I think we're seeing here that Xavier, I think in the future, is going to keep Super Smash Bros. Close to his heart even after graduation, which is awesome to see.
I mean, that's what I love about doing this too. I hope I can do something like that with Xavier because I love Smash Bros.
Mm-hmm.
I know you love Smash Bros.
Yeah.
And to wrap up this segment, I think that's a good place to leave it. We heart Smash Bros.
Yeah, man. And we love what Xavier has done for the TCNJ community. And we love what he's done for, South Jersey in general and what he's going to continue to do in the coming future.
We love you, Xavier. Thank you all for listening. Shout out to Xavier. Shout out to Mercer County.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good Valentine's Day, everyone.